Hello and welcome back to this channel. My name is Mandy Magnan. I'm an actress, writer, producer, and director in Toronto, movie reviewer, and your YouTube commentator for everything It Ends With Never. Today I thought I would start by doing kind of like a different video today. I just want to talk about a few things that kind of popped off on social media over the weekend. It all kind of ties into, I think, parasocial relationships, the audience, and what people are kind of not tolerating versus maybe what they used to give more grace to in the past, and just a few things like that. So we're going to get into the FRIDA baby drama. We're also going to get into BETHANY FRANKEL's drama this weekend, and MIKAYALA Negrero, who is a makeup artist over on TikTok. All weekend, these are kind of like three big stories on TikTok that have just kind of spread like wildfire. But first, I do want to talk about the new extension of time filed in the Abel versus Jones case. And then at the end, I want to save time to go over what my weekend was and talk about kind of some strange things that happened to me over the weekend that I feel like ties into this video. So if you're down with that, please join me. Grab your emotional support lip gloss. We're getting into it. You are in frame with Mandy Magnan. I just finished an audition where I had to have big hair, don't care, like a big 80s kind of blowout. So it was a lot bigger earlier, but that's kind of where I'm at today. I hope everyone had a good long weekend. I know in Canada we had the family day yesterday, so it was kind of like a day off for all of us, which I'll get into at the end and what that can kind of do to you, you know, Valentine's Day and family day together. But first, I do want to start this video off with a huge disclaimer. Big sorry, I misspoke in my last video where I was talking about Alexa Nicholas. I had said that her YouTube video was called I'm the New Blake. It's actually I'm in the new Blake Lively filings. I did put it in my pinned comment that was obviously me with a Freudian slip, I feel like, or just like, okay, here we go, right? That was wrong, and I'm so sorry, and I'm taking full accountability for that. Her video is not called I'm the new Blake Lively. It's called I'm in the new Blake Lively filings, and that's a huge difference, right? So I am so sorry. I tried to correct it in the pinned comment, but of course a lot of people maybe don't see that. But when I was reading it, that's how I read it, and I'm so sorry. And I've kind of been dealing with that accountability and mess up all day yesterday. I was like, oh my gosh, I do feel really bad. I don't want to spread misinformation like that. I mean, reading the title was definitely my responsibility, and I took it way wrong. So I'm very, very sorry in that video. Also, I do want to say when it comes to these websites, I've been percolating on it all weekend, and when the same names keep popping up and the websites have like the same kind of lies at the end or whatever they are, I mean, now there's just so many, and they all come back to being a client of Melissa Nathan, and she works with Jed Wallace. I feel like somebody's going to have to take responsibility or find out who did those websites. I'm kind of still torn on whether Brian Friedman had anything to do with it or not, especially when it comes to that one particular case, as well as the Jones. I don't think Brian Friedman had anything to do with that, like the Stephanie motherfucking Jones website or Alexa. But with Alexa, I just feel like because she has called out so many people, powerful people, it really could be anybody. But what I keep coming back to is like, it's kind of all the same play that keeps coming back to Melissa Nathan and Jed Wallace. So I don't know if we're ever going to find out the truth. I hope we do, but I just wanted to say that I am thinking about it, and no way, no how do I ever or have ever felt like these websites are acceptable. I don't like really online bullying whatsoever, or bullying in general. So I don't know. I guess only fact discovery and more evidence to be presented will hopefully bring us to the truth. Now, when it comes to the Jones versus Abel case, there was an extension requested, and we'll look at that right now, and the extension was granted. This little bad boy pretty much just says, pursuant to Section 1D of Your Honor's Individual Practices in Civil Cases, Plaintiff Stephanie Jones and Jones Works LLC, the Jones parties, or plaintiffs, and defendants Wayfair Studios, Justin Baldoni, Melissa Nathan, and Jennifer Abel, collectively the Wayfair parties, respectfully jointly move the court to leave for the Wayfair parties to take an additional deposition of Jones Works before taking the depositions of plaintiffs' damage experts, and 2, for an order extending the deadline for completion of expert depositions from February 28th to April 30th. I feel like that is a long extension. I mean, that is, 2 months, but it was granted. The parties' agreement and request to the court to reopen fact discovery for the purpose of allowing the Wayfair parties to take an additional deposition of Jones Works arises from the Jones parties' production of 13 documents alongside their expert reports related to their alleged damages, which had not been produced during fact discovery. To potentially avoid a dispute regarding excluding the documents and the expert's testimony based upon the documents, which the Jones parties in any event dispute, the parties agreed to jointly ask the court to reopen discovery to allow the Wayfair parties an additional deposition regarding those documents prior to the expert depositions. Additionally, the Jones parties request to extend the expert depositions deadline to April 30th. This accommodates the Wayfair party schedule and need to complete pretrial submissions and engage in trial preparation in the related Lively versus Wayfair action. Extending the expert deposition deadline as requested will not affect any other deadlines set by this court, as no further deadlines are currently scheduled in this action or in the related Lively versus Wayfair Studios action as related to Stephanie motherfucking Jones. Now, I know for me, every day I wake up and I go to Court Listener and I'm like, Judge Lyman, do we have any rulings yet at all? I mean, on the Jones reply to amend her second complaint, Wayfair responded, do we have anything on the motion for summary judgment? Do we have anything on the motion on the pleadings? Do we have anything on the what does she like to file? Right, the sanctions that we're still waiting on as well, and those are sanctions towards Steve Saritz and Jen Abel from Ryan Reynolds. So there's a lot that we're still waiting on, and every day I'm like, Judge Lyman, can you give it to us, please? Like, let's go, let's get through this thing, but it's not filed yet. I did see that there is a little bit of drama when Amanda Seyfried and Margot Robbie both appeared on the Graham Norton show. Something interesting, there was a little jab and poke, and a lot of people are kind of saying, was that a jab to Blake Lively? Now, I do see a lot of headlines reporting that, did Amanda Seyfried just shade Blake Lively? Amanda Seyfried's dig at Blake Lively, and I actually think it was Margot Robbie that did the dig, and I'm not sure why they're not reporting on it being Margot Robbie, because this is what happened. They're all on the Graham Norton show, Amanda, Margot Robbie, and her lead co-star from The Wuthering Heights, which I saw on Friday. And they're talking about the new Mamma Mia movie. There's a third Mamma Mia movie in the works, and Amanda's going to be starring in it. Well, she says, Amanda, everyone keeps asking me for movie updates as if I held the key. Then Margot Robbie interjected and said, maybe your agent got you an executive producer credit and you don't know. Then that's where Amanda was like, ha, ha, ha. I know, I want it for real, but I also think like I don't know anything about anything other than that I was in it. So if you ask me, it seems like maybe it was a little Margot Robbie, Miss Barbie isn't playing too nice, and dug that in there. But I also think that we're all just so very close to this case that if anyone had said that, it would be like a dig at Blake. But also because it was Margot Robbie, I'm like, I think it was because we all know what happened with the freaking PGA mark, right? Let's talk about some things in marketing as well as content creators and influencers that maybe used to work but isn't working anymore, and the backlash can be loud. Okay, it is a scary world sometimes on the internet. If you say the wrong thing, do the wrong thing, act the wrong way, and then, how do you come out of that? But when you look at FRIDA baby, they are getting some major backlash for over-sexualizing their products that are targeted towards children. And I don't have kids, so I never knew about this company, never followed them on Instagram, don't know about them because I didn't need to. So when I tell you that when I went to their Instagram, my jaw on the floor, and allegedly they've been marketing like this since 2020-ish. Now let's just look at some of the products that have not worked out so good this week for FRIDA baby. Remember, this is targeted at childcare and taking care of your baby. Now, originally when I went onto their Instagram, I saw this sponsored post, and it's from FRIDA Mom and FRIDA Baby. I guess they're two accounts doing the same thing. One's for moms, make new moms feel good, and then one's for the baby care, which is nice. They have a lot of show us your boobs and what boobs can do, and free the boob, right? Why is it okay to sexualize boobs? But then when a woman is breastfeeding, that's so bad and gross, which I kind of agree with that message. I mean, a woman should be able to breastfeed without being tainted in this world. The description though is we live in a world that loves boobs as long as they're doing what society wants them to do. Use them to sell literally anything, no problem. Flash them for beads, cheers. Put them on a billboard, they will get people talking. And then it goes on to say, but when you're breastfeeding, it's taboo. Okay, breastfeeding. When you're breastfeeding, it's really tabooed, right? I was oh, okay, that's good. What brought me to this Instagram originally, though, was this new product and advertisement that they launched on a baby's product. How about a quickie? How about a quickie? Okay. Now this how about a quickie is on the box of a product that is supposed to be for a baby, and it is actually supposed to be a rectal thermometer for a baby. So on the side of the package, what is appropriate ever about using a slogan, an overly sexual slogan like this, how about a quickie, on a baby's product? But then when you look into it, they've been doing this for years and years and years. So it makes you kind of think, are we all going into the right direction? Is the world moving in a right direction where we're now saying, no, stop sexualizing babies and children. Enough is enough. I mean, I think this is just so bad. But then they also have a now deleted Instagram post on this rectal thermometer. And I kid you not, the caption was, this is the closest your husband's going to get to a threesome. I'll leave that with you to think about. Wow, but they've deleted that. But there's more. There's this one, which is for a baby as well. And on the side of it, it says, I'm a power sucker. Okay. This one is quite disturbing because this is a product to help your baby pass gas. If they, can't get it out, you got to do some massages and do some little things, right? And it says, top windy pro tips, right, to pass the gas. Then it says, thank us later, slide into our DMs with success photos, blur not necessary. So usually things that get blurred on Instagram are body parts, private body parts, and they're saying you don't need to blur it when you send us your DMs of your children's body, I guess your baby's body. There's this image, which is still there. I took a screenshot. This is from their actual Instagram, posted in 2020, which says, "What happens when you pull out too early?" Like pull out, like a man, what he does with a woman. And they're using it with a baby's face with some, it's supposed to be, I guess, for snot. This is like their nose product to clear out the nose. Okay. Then I found this post as well. And this post, I won't go to it, but it says swipe to see the sickest post ever. And you go to it, and again, it is a child's face with like stuff all over it, goo all over it. And now I don't know about you, but I feel like this is so bad. I'm still, when I'm looking at it right now, I'm like, this wasn't just one person's marketing idea. This is a campaign that goes through dozens and dozens and dozens of people, research, marketing teams, tons of people before it actually becomes a product that goes onto a shelf. And to know that this company has been doing it for years and joking around about this and over-sexualizing baby products, I'm thinking like now, why now is it being noticed? Did they go too far? Or what has changed? I think a lot of it has to do with probably people waking up to what's happening in the Epstein files, right? How children, girls and boys and teenagers, and I mean, it's pretty sick, some of the stuff. And maybe now, finally, there's just a huge wake-up call to not be advertising or using kids to sell sex or using sex to sell products for kids and babies. I mean, the whole one of the rectal thermometer, which is this is to put on your Instagram story. This is the closest your husband's going to get to a threesome. To me, I don't know. I'm pretty disturbed. I'm pretty disturbed by this company and by their whole advertising. Someone is going to get in trouble. I already know they're reshifting. They got to do something because this is wild. What do you guys think? Do you think it is a stretch? Do you think that, no, this is good, people should be calling out this company? Or do you think that it's okay, that it's just advertisement? Truly, I do want to know your thoughts on that, because now we're going to get into Bethenny Frankel, who is a Real Housewife, but really has started being huge on TikTok, right? She uses TikTok, I think, is a big platform across all other social medias as well. Some housewives got into a little bit of trouble, okay, after the Super Bowl performance. We'll just say that. These two ladies, Jill Zarin and then Bethenny Frankel, both came out with a post-Super Bowl opinionated video. Now both deleted. Jill Zarin's was filled with a lot more hate and coming for everyone's throats, really, versus Bethenny's. Bethenny just simply asked the question, like, where do we draw the line when it comes to politics? There are certain shows that aren't allowed to talk about politics, so when do we draw the line when it comes to entertainment? Is there a line? Where do we draw the line? Jill Zarin went on a whole other rampage, talking poorly about the entire Super Bowl show, insulting Lady Gaga, talking about it was a rampage. Both deleted it. Jill got a lot of backlash. She was actually supposed to come back on The Real Housewives. She's been fired. She's no longer coming back to the reunion. Bethenny, ever since, has been being dragged all over TikTok. After she deleted her Super Bowl video, then Bethenny came back and made another video, which was completely opposite in tone. Literally the next morning came back and was like, I love that he did it in Spanish and that he did da. And people were like, wait a second, let's run that back, because last night you were saying the complete opposite. So then Bethenny deleted that video. And then she tried to cover it up with caviar videos, luxury coats, sheets, everything with caviar. But people aren't letting it go. They keep asking her, what about the files? What about this? What about that? Now some interesting things have come out in the Epstein files that associate Bethany as well as one of her long-time business partners in there. And then she came out and did the little granola bar advertisement, this little protein bar. And it turned out the person that owns that protein bar is in the files a lot. So when people were first asking her, talk on the files, what about the files? She wrote back, what files? Well, then that wasn't good either. I'll say that was bad. Now people aren't letting that go. Then she deleted that comment, and then people were asking, well, what about Puerto Rico? Don't you stand with the people for Puerto Rico? And then she commented, I have done more for the people of Puerto Rico than anyone else has. That hasn't gone over too well either. It's almost like no matter what she says, no matter what she does, it's complete backlash and mayhem right now. But she's pushing through. And then she came and did this video, just to get the tone and the sense of it. And then also, if you just look at what she captioned her video, this is who I am, unfollow or cancel me, I have enough money.
Say this to you. Let's say I say something wrong. Let's say I get a word wrong. I say underage instead of children. Let's say I, for a brief second, even though I've been to Puerto Rico 6 times, like realize that it's a territory, but that it is not on the mainland. So it feels culturally different because I've been there and I've been in the United States for so long. Let's say I get it wrong. Let's say I fucking say it wrong. You have 2 choices. You can educate me and say, hey, it'd be really nice, or I want you to understand this. Or you can say, fuck you, you whore, you Tales from the Crypt, you Skeletor, you racist, you see you.
Okay, so something else that happened that completely slipped my mind also is that I guess she did do a video that has also now been deleted. That's why it slipped my mind, is she was saying, oh yeah, the things in the Epstein file are atrocious, and those poor women, they're underage women. Well, everyone was quick to say they're not underage women. Actually, underage women don't exist. They are girls. They are underage girls. And that's where she's coming from. And a lot of people now, there's a lot of content creators making a lot of videos about her. And I can sense like it's a very scary time when you're a content creator and it seems like the internet turns on you. But you can also like learn and grow from that and take accountability and apologize, I feel like is always maybe the right thing to do. I don't know what people want anymore, but let's continue with this.
UNT, all these things. You could do that all day. Done. It's done. You could do that. Those are your choices. But not even in my opinion, in fact, in the United States of America, we have never been more fucking divided. So why not try to talk to someone who says something wrong, who has a different opinion than you, who thinks like the uncle at your Thanksgiving dinner table that you can't believe thinks that way, instead of fucking telling him he's a piece of shit and putting him in the ground? Have a conversation, have a dialogue.
I think this is where the video kind of goes off the rails a little bit, because the awareness to know that the people are very divided right now is true. So you can bring love and light to that and try to unify people, or you can go on the complete defensive and then start attacking, which divides people even more. But I think the time for teaching people what is right and wrong, and morally what's right and wrong right now in the world, we've had those talks our whole life with our uncles and our grandpas and our dads and our brothers and we're tired. There are some people who we're tired of teaching people what is right and what is wrong, and to have a stance on something, stand for something.
Divided. It's called, you're a fucking idiot. You're either woke or MAGA. Is there nothing in between? Because I'm neither woke nor MAGA. You can fucking trust and believe. I think there are moronic things that Trump has done, Biden has done, Hillary's done, Bill's done. Like, what the fuck happened to us? That we are like, everything is like, life is not a zero-sum game. We're human beings. So if I said something that fucking bothers you, Let me know in a constructive way so I can change. If you just want to put me in the goddamn ground, wait for it, baby, because I'm not fucking going anywhere, okay? Because I'm one of the only ones who actually speak their mind, because you want to follow mummies. You want mummies that will just say what you program them to say. They don't believe that. You know why? Because they're all texting me on the side saying, we don't believe that. You don't know.
This is where it kind of gets crazy. You see, it's a little attack mode. It's a little bit, I mean, I don't affiliate with a political party. I'm also not American. And I know right now in the United States, the temperature is very high, and it's been very hot and heavy and high for a while, right? So I just think, like, I just go with what I feel like is right. Like, I don't align to a party, but this is where I start to have a problem with the video. All the way up, I feel her pain. I feel it, right? But then she says, let's talk about it. You can come to me, teach me. Let's talk, this is who I am. I talk direct, and I'm going to tell you what I feel. And you just want a mummy. And I think she's talking about like mummies, like mummified. But then why are you deleting all your videos? Why did you turn your stitches off? Why are you deleting comments? I mean, truly, if you want that kind of discourse. But this is the moment in the video that I was like, so you and all of your friends just talk offline about how you're actually not for the people and you're on that side, and that you're just saying one thing but you're doing another. To me, that kind of sounds like a Blake Lively. To Justin's face, she's being really nice. To everyone's face, and then behind their back, literally simultaneously, while texting Justin, I had so much fun with you. And he's like, thank you for letting me hold your baby. Like, thanks for taking those pictures. Oh my God, amazing. At the same time, texting Taylor Swift, this guy's a clown and a creep. So this is where I start to feel in this video like, I don't know if she said too much. Because who is you talking about? What are you guys saying behind the scenes?
Know what they believe. That's why elections get won and lost, because you don't know what anyone believes. Because they're bullshitting you and pretending they believe that just to get to the finish line. And guess what? You have no fucking idea. So when I talk to you, I'm talking live and direct. And if I feel something, think something, say something that's wrong, correct me, educate me, discuss with me. This country needs a fucking dialogue. This country is not red or blue. This country is red, white, and blue. This country is...
That's actually from Obama, who I love Obama's. That's from his speech. But I agree with that part of it. It doesn't matter what you say about anything happening in the world. Everyone goes a little mayhem, right? But to me, this is kind of like an attack video versus a defending myself type of video. But you let me know what you think.
Yes, it's Puerto Rico, it's Texas, it's South Carolina, it's New York, it's Jewish, it's Catholic, it's Muslim, it's fucking everything. So stop this bullshit, because I'm not fucking going anywhere, and I'm not tolerating this anymore. So you want to go? Let's fucking go. You're not going to take me down, but I would prefer to have a conversation. You're welcome.
Yeah, okay, so that was it. But then you can't have a conversation, because how are you supposed to have a conversation with a person who's coming at it like that as well? Kind of makes it hard. And she turned the duets and stitches and downloads and stuff off the video as well. So not really open to the conversation. But I thought that was an interesting thing, because it does go to the point that you really don't know the conversations that people are having when the camera is turned off and who they actually are. And I thought a lot about Blake Lively, honestly, and her entire demeanor while she was with Justin and texting Justin, and then what she was doing behind the scenes. And Bethany even said it in her video. All of my friends, everyone that we talk to, they don't think like that. They're not agreeing with you. They're just saying that when the cameras are on. And it's like, wow. Are there any authentic, real, genuine people out there, like in the content creation social media world? Or is it all just like grifting and grifting off and just saying what you think people want to hear. I'm not sure, but this did not do so well either, because it's a lot of attack mode, and it's also, she went in a lot of different places. But what I took from that is the inauthenticity of the people that we see on the screens and who we follow and who we boast up and who we make famous. And, do we have a right to get to know these people more? And before we platform them so big. Because if you are going to hold people accountable, is this the reaction that you should be getting? I don't know. I've just been thinking about this all weekend, and I've been seeing her crash out, and it's like almost every 5th or 6th video on my TikTok is somebody talking about that and talking about her. So it's quite interesting. I mean, when you put yourself out there on social media, when the tide turns and you're in the hot water, it truly does seem like the entire world is against you. And I feel like coming out hot and heavy like that, it didn't do her any favors. Do you know what I mean? And even the caption, just the caption again, I'll just bring it up. This is who I am. Unfollow or cancel me. I have enough money. But then in her next videos, getting you to buy things and shop for things and use her links. I don't know. Anyway, that's what's popping over there on the TikTok. And another influencer in hot water over the weekend, Mikayala Negrero. Let's talk about it. This is Mikayala Negrero. You guys might know her from TikTok. She's one of the biggest makeup influencers. Now, Mikayala has been in a lot of drama before. This isn't the first time that she's been in this kind of deep water when it comes to problems on social media. She had a huge falling out over a mascara a couple years ago. There's just, as much love as she has, she does get a lot of hate. I will say that. I followed Mikayala. She's one of the first beauty influencers I followed on TikTok somewhere in 2020, 2021 when I first joined. And in the last year to 2 years ago, I stopped following her. And I'm going to talk about it a little bit here. And it had nothing to do with the video. I'll show you a bit later. Mikayala started dating this guy named Cody. I guess they had been longtime friends. They started dating. Well, it comes out that Cody is an addict, okay? And I felt like, it's just kind of yucky, but I felt when I was watching her videos and she would talk about Cody or he would talk about it or anything, that she was kind of monetizing off his addiction, okay? That's just what I got from it. Now, I will say for Cody to be addicted or have a addictive personality or have a substance abuse problem, to be dating Mikayala, who seems like she has a very addictive personality, only hers is consumerism and products and unboxing videos and huge shop hauls. Sometimes she'll do a video like, let's unbox 300 packages. Those two things are not good for each other. But I felt like she was trying to really, she was using his illness for gain. That's how I felt. And being a recovering drug addict, which I will be for the rest of my life, even though I've been clean for a long time, that's just what I got from it. And unfortunately, maybe because of my past and my substance abuse problem in the past, it wasn't for me anymore, because that's kind of what I was getting from it. Now, I do want to tell you a little bit of a story before I show the video that sparked outrage all weekend. Imagine you are somebody who's in love with a girl, okay? And you work your butt off to buy her an amazing engagement ring. You do everything. You work extra hours. You just work tirelessly and still can't afford the ring. And then you go and you sell your truck, you sell your truck to buy her an engagement ring. And everything's great. And then the wedding planning is coming up, but the entire wedding seems like one big TikTok event party, sponsors everywhere. It's more commercialized than anything else. It's literally just for elf sponsorships. And then you relapse. It happens, okay? And then when you get out of rehab, this is one of the first videos that your partner makes with you. And I want you to note Cody's face throughout this video.
Months ago, I shared that my wedding rings no longer fit me, and Cullen Jewelry reached out to us to work together to create my dream wedding rings. I am literally so excited to open it.
I can't wait.
Your dream wedding rings? A sponsored wedding ring when this man just sold his truck to get you your wedding ring?
It was so incredible to work with Cullen Jewelry. They had an endless amount of options and they walked me through every step of the ring design process. It was so seamless, so smooth. And when I tell you, this is literally like the rings of my dreams, rings I could have never imagined having in my life. So
even if somebody gets you just a tiny little ring that they can afford, I mean, then it wasn't fitting anymore, I guess because she had lost weight or the ring just wasn't sized right. Instead of going to get your ring sized, because it's the thought that counts, this man worked so hard to get you your engagement and wedding rings. He even sold his truck. I can't stress that enough for a man to do. She gets them sponsored again.
I am so excited to open these. If you haven't seen these yet, we wanted to share this moment with you because we literally took you on our first date and now we're married. So this is the wedding band. Oh, what are you doing?
I gotta do it right. You know?
Oh, okay.
I love you so much.
I love you.
Will you marry me?
Of course, I will marry you a million times. So beautiful.
Small
Yes.
and simple and beautiful.
Yeah, small, simple, yet so beautiful. I actually did it as dainty as it is because the engagement ring is definitely a statement and I didn't want the wedding band to distract from it. Now we're gonna open the engagement ring. I'm gonna close my eyes. This is my first time seeing it in person, so.
You ready? Mikayala, because you are my rock. Will you marry me again and again till the end of our days?
Yes, do I look?
Yes.
Holy shit.
Oh my god.
Anyway, it goes on like that, but throughout the video, you can see Cody. He does get a little bit more sad as the video goes on, but I just noticed there's music behind it, so I may not be able to play this on YouTube. I'll see once I upload. But also just in the background, I mean, he's just getting out of rehab and there's like alcohol bottles and stuff up in the cupboard. I don't know. That's just a little thing for me. But can you imagine? Okay, so this was a year ago. Then right before Valentine's Day, this happens.
I'm gonna stat this video by saying I appreciate you and I love you.
Yeah,
and
I love you
you're gonna
too.
want to sit down for this video.
Okay, I'm sitting.
I am getting a divorce. Take a minute. Take it in. I am getting a divorce. Cody and I love you.
Okay, so nothing to laugh about divorce. Obviously, I hope we're on the same page of that. People don't get married in order to get divorced, right? But she starts off with, there's that one word. I want to stat this video. The entire video is fake. The perfect lighting, the perfect hair and makeup. It's very serious. It's solemn. You need to sit down. I need to tell you something. I mean, gosh dang, we all have our own problems and our own things going on in the world, right? But I understand. I mean, she has 14 million plus followers on TikTok. So at some point, you're going to have to like break the ice. And that was fine. She did it in the way that she wanted to do it. Very sad, very dramatic. And how do you break that kind of news? So a lot of people had issues just with that part, like the beginning of it. I'm okay with it. I mean, you do begin to have a social relationship with your audience, and she knows what they like and what they don't like, or how she should address them. They're her audience. That's not what I had an issue with. What I had an issue with was what she does next.
The only people that know why Cody and I made this decision is Cody and I. I just want to make that very, very clear.
Okay.
And one thing I want to ask is, Cody and I are in this together. And I see a lot of times when people get a divorce or separate, people try to pit people against each other, pick sides. I'm asking you not to do that. Cody and I are in this together. Please don't pull us apart. Second thing I'm gonna ask is, Cody and I have been very open about his struggles with addiction. And I'm going to ask you if you can please leave that out of the conversation. They are two separate things.
But she made it a point to be a part of the conversation the entire time she was with him.
It is had enough as it is to be an addict and to struggle to stay sober. What happens now? Well, the reason I'm pretty put together in this video is because we made this decision last year.
What? There it is. That's what I'm so pissed about. You made this decision last year. Okay? That's all we're going to watch because it gets crazy. I don't know how that just started playing in my earbuds. Did you hear it? Gangster's Paradise? I don't have anything playing. That's so bizarre. I don't know what that means. But Gangster's Paradise is coming after me, I guess. That's when, so she sits, this is what it is. It's either be real or don't be real with your audience. She made the decision last year. So to start the video by like, I don't know how to start this video, but you're going to want to sit down for this. Take a breath. Take a minute. I'm getting a divorce. Last year. So you've had a year to process all of this information, and then you come and you drop it on people in the most serious, solemn kind of way when it's like, well, why couldn't you just do like a normal Mikayala video, getting ready with me? Anyway, guys, there's something I gotta tell you. Since it's coming to Valentine's Day, I'm gonna be single this Valentine's Day. I know, it's hard to hear, kind of crazy, didn't know how to tell you this, but last year Cody and I decided to split. We've been keeping it on the lows. Something a little bit more energetic, and I think that's where people are trying to have the problem, is because you trauma dumped on the internet. Trauma dumped in such a serious way, even TMZ was reporting on it, that you guys broke up, but then you go into the video and you say it happened last year. So it's like you want everyone to take this serious, take a breath, sit down, take a minute, it's going to be okay. But then it was like, it was last year. That's kind of like the same issue I kind of have with Bethany. A lot of people were mad about her response, but I was more interested in the fact that she says when she talks to all of her friends, they say something different when the cameras are off. This is how I feel about this video. It's like this happened last year and you're giving it to us to sit in your trauma as if it's right now. And something very interesting I thought is because the next video that I saw, I mean, at some point we got to stop capitalizing off our pain, I think, a little bit, because this doesn't make any sense to me. And let me know what you think. You cannot tell me that she used the perfect moment for this divorce to launch new products and feed off the energy of traumatizing and trauma dumping and me, feel bad for me on your audience, just to then sell them products. Because this is her, like, this is, if you scroll through her feed, it starts with this one, right?
Go by saying, I appreciate you and I love you, and you're gonna want to sit down for this video. I am getting a divorce. Get ready with me for Valentine's Day.
The switch up next.
Now watch me break it. Look at yourself in the mirror.
Babe, you don't need a man on Valentine's Day.
What? Like, the switch up is so wild.
Years ago, I want to stat this video by saying I appreciate you and I love you. And you're gonna want to sit down for this video.
Take a minute, sit down. She's getting a
I am getting a
divorce, right?
divorce. Get ready with me for Valentine's Day. I need.
Do you miss? Now watch me break it. Look at yourself in the mirror.
Babe, you don't need a man on Valentine's Day.
And I think that's kind of where people are now having issues with, is the inauthenticity of creators to capitalize off real life trauma or traumatize you and then right away go ahead and try to be selling you stuff. Like Bethany Frankel, for example, who's like, I don't need your views. You can't cancel me. I'm already rich. And then all of her videos after that is trying to sell products. Mikayala, you're going to have to sit down for this. Oh my gosh. We decided last year, hey, buy my new eyeliner and da-da-da-da-da. I'm one of you now, single ladies. It's like Blake doing It Ends With Us marketing, but then selling her alcohol and hair care line. Had she waited for maybe another simple favor instead of doing it through It Ends With Us, the tone would have been different. The backlash wouldn't have happened. And it just really got me thinking in the last couple of days about this parasocial relationship that influencers and creators create with their audience. And when is it just being held accountable for being inauthentic or kind of toying or playing with your audience? Or when is it a learning lesson for you because you said or did something wrong, and how can we course correct without demonizing the person? I mean, I don't know what the answers are, but these examples, all three of these examples, from FRIDA Baby to Bethany Frankel to Mikayala, I mean, all three very completely different situations, but it just got me thinking now about the audience and what we digest and what we take in and what we're now saying like no to, and where the pushback is, and how is there pushback and accountability and course correction without completely bullying and demonizing and attacking people. I don't know, but those three things this weekend to me just kind of highlighted the audience and the power of the audience, no matter how big of a star you are, in a way, if that makes sense. Does that make sense? I don't know. It's just these things have kind of been on my mind like throughout the entire weekend, and then this morning, and I was like, let me just kind of like talk about it and try to figure it out. And I don't think there will ever be an answer, but I think audience awareness, and now we are just a little bit more aware of what we're seeing and who we choose to acknowledge and who we choose to have entertain us in a way, and where their morality stands. Whereas before, you would never see a star or a celebrity, you would never get that kind of relationship with them. Like, they weren't trying to be relatable. They were the Brad Pitts and the Angelina Jolies and the Meryl Streeps and the huge, huge stars, right? Like, they weren't trying to make TikToks and do dances and sell you their products. They were big Hollywood stars. There wasn't that relatability even to musicians before. So I'm just wondering where we're all going with this, and when does it become an educational moment, like Bethany said, or is it just straight to canceled and vilified and no chance for a return? I'm not sure, but I think just being yourself and being a little bit humble and knowing that putting yourself out there can backfire. And I don't know, but those stories, let me know what you think about all three of those. I just really wanted to talk on them because it's just something I've been like into this weekend. And yeah, speaking of this weekend, let's talk, okay? Let me get cozy. My nose is always itchy. I don't think if it's maybe the new foundation I've been using. Anyway, how was your weekend? I had a strange weekend. First, I'll just start by saying today or late last night, I came to the realization that I've been depressed. I have fallen into the dark, dark place. And I kind of talked to you guys about this a little bit in the other videos where I felt like, man, I've been like kind of up and down, but I've had a lot more down days than up days. And I just feel like maybe I'm overstimulated, or I'm just my daily drive right now. And in the past couple of weeks have been lacking. I feel a little bit of a lackluster for life, and that's not like me at all. I love my life. I love my art. I love writing. I love acting. I love being here. I love editing. I love creation. So like, dang, I'm pretty depressed. And so this morning I woke up and I didn't look at social media until way after my workout. I didn't go online. I didn't check my emails. And I think there's just like little things that I'm going to start to implement that I've forgotten, like no doom scrolling late at night, no social media before I'm ready to like sit down here to do work. There's like little things that I can do that I think will protect my peace, and in turn I can start showing up again for me, because the past couple of weeks have been, for some reason, just, I don't know. I just haven't really been myself. I've been kind of down, and I've been beating myself up a lot. And I know it's like the season, and I know it's like today ringing in the Chinese New Year is great, and that's great. But at the end of the day, I am still responsible for me, no matter what the weather is, no matter what my circumstances are, right? So I've acknowledged that, and I am going to work on it, and I'm going to continually every day let you guys know how that journey is going. But I'm really going to start to ground myself back in gratitude and find my power again and my happy again. And that can't come from any outside source. That has to start with me and figure out where it is that I'm feeling this kind of block. I also think kind of subconsciously, I'm always used to being like the underdog. I'm always used of getting so far, but never really succeeding. I'm always used, like, that's kind of been like my story, is that I have to fight and claw and beg for everything that I have, and really like came from nothing, and I'm still fighting for my dreams. And somewhere I feel like I subconsciously self-sabotage myself, that when things are going really good and I am seeing a little bit of success, maybe I self-sabotage myself and make myself fall off my horse a little bit emotionally, so that I could pick myself back up. Because if I continue to just grow without the bump in the road, this is unknown territory where I'm good down here under the pressure and being the underdog and fighting for it. So I'm going to be looking at a lot of that and talking about it a lot over just the next ever, because this is a lifelong journey and I don't want to hide it from you. And especially on videos where I make mistakes or I say words wrong and people like come at me in the comments, I'm just like, oh my God, I know, I'm so sorry. Like, I hate making mistakes, but I'm not a perfect dialect. I've had speech problems my whole life, speech impediment, dyslexic, which is, I can't even say the word without messing it up. And I am working on it. And I'm actually asking my doctor to send me to a vocal coach, because I don't know if I told you guys before, but I have vocal nodules. I've had them for a long time. So every few years I'll go into speech therapy to get rid of them so that it can help me with my pronunciation as well as with my voice. And every day I'm logging in 20 minutes of speech therapy online to help get better. And then hopefully that will help too. Like, I don't know. It definitely will help my acting, of course, and my voiceover work and everything like that. So there's just a lot of things that have been piling up that I'm just taking. I think I just never took accountability for it, or I just like beat myself up for it instead of like, okay, well, if this is something that keeps happening, what are steps that I can take to move it in the right direction, which is what I'm doing. This weekend was weird. Weird. I had a great Friday. Friday night, I had a Galentine's date with my bestie, which was so good. She was my Valentine. I made us a seafood linguine. We had some wine. We went to go see Wuthering Heights, which I'll do a whole other video on. I'm still kind of collecting my thoughts from that movie. And that was great. Then we came back here. We discussed the movie for hours because there was a lot to talk about. And then Saturday, I was like, I'm going to just chill. Valentine's Day, I don't have a Valentine, but I have me. And I'm good, right? And I have a date that I was supposed to have on Sunday. So I was like, well, let me not go out Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Already, I'm like, no, that's no bueno for this girl, okay? So Saturday, I just cherished myself. I took an amazing bath. I got this new like body scrub that I used. I just hung out and it was so beautiful. Then Sunday, I wake up, great day. I'm having a great day. I'm supposed to go on a date. Now, I'm supposed to go on a date. This is the first time I say yes to like an official date in a long time. Now, this man, he has been kind of entertaining me at the gym. I mean, he says hi to me and, you know, we talk here and there at the gym for like a long time, maybe like a year. But it always just kind of stayed that like hug, hey, how are ya? Cool, have a good workout, whatever. Then a few months ago, he asked for my socials. So I gave him my socials. And then he asked in my DM for my phone number. So I was like, okay. So I gave him my phone number. And then he said, we were talking like throughout the week, texting throughout the week. And then he's like, well, we should go out. How's Sunday? And I was like, actually, that's perfect. Sunday, I'm totally free. And he lives like right near me. So kind of cool, right? So I was like, awesome. So Sunday, he texts me like, hey, how are you? Still good for today? I'm like, yeah, it's still good. I'm like, where do you want to meet? And he's like, well, how's the view from your place? Meh. Stranger danger. Stranger danger. You're not coming here for our first date. This is my place of peace. This is my home. This is my place. I don't know you. You're not coming here for the first time, and I'm not going to yours for the first time unless that's all you're planning on doing is doing a little 1-2. Okay, so I was like, no, thank you. Stranger danger. There's a lot of places in the area. Why don't you pick one and we'll meet there? He was like, awesome. Sounds great. Then later in the day, he's like, hey, I'm just going to go work out and go to the gym. Then I'll find somewhere. I'll be free at 5:30. And I was like, that's awesome. I'm just recording an episode for my YouTube. Let's meet at 6:30. Then we're both cleared. He's like, great. 6:30 it is. So 6:45 comes along, ladies and gentlemen. I'm ready to go, freshened up, got my dress on. You know, I'm like, okay, this is exciting. Like, yeah. Then I just text him, 6:47, didn't hear nothing yet. Hey, bro, like, are we still meeting up? This guy texts me, oh, I'm so sorry, I fell asleep. You weren't excited to see me? You were able to take a nap? You weren't getting ready? So then I was like, all right, cool. Are you still down to meet? Then he says, you know what? I think we can plan this much better because I have to get up really early and it's already pretty late, 7 o'clock at night. It's already pretty late, so why don't we plan this for next weekend instead? You planned it. So I was like, we aren't planning anything. You said, are you free Sunday night? You said 6:30 is perfect. And now you fell asleep and it's 6:45 and you're like, let's plan for next week. So that was highly disappointing. Not even like the date can go anywhere or do anything, but I'm just honestly generally confused that you can chase a woman for almost a year, show interest in months and months and months, and then when you get an opportunity and I actually say yes, you stain me up. Anyway, so I was a little, not even like ticked off, but it just like, was another reason for me to be like, yeah, cool, dating, awesome, great, not for me. And then I did have a guy that I was seeing for almost like 5 years. It would be 6 years this summer. And that's a whole other story. And I ended that too, because it wasn't anything serious, which if you want me to get into that story, oh my gosh. But I'm grateful for that, but that's ending too. So then this let down. And then yesterday was family day. And I don't have family here. Canada just invented a holiday, and they invented Family Day. And then not only did they invent it, they put it 2 days after Valentine's Day. Whoever created Family Day, cruel. Shame on you, because obviously you've never been alone before. You have people in this city and all around Canada alone on Valentine's Day, and then 2 days later they got to celebrate Family Day. It's like, it's not a good day for a single person in Canada in February during this week, okay? It is not. And then on top of that, on the weekend, I get an email from somebody who watches this show. It was the strangest email I've ever got. I was trying to process it as much as possible and really try to figure out where they got the audacity, but they pretty much told me that my intro on YouTube looks like I am a porn star, and because my shoulders are showing and my mouth is opened, it looks like I'm doing porn. I just explained as nicely as I was able to formulate the words that those are all stills from films I've been in, and that still specifically I chose from the movie Desire, my directorial debut, to which they just said, well, I didn't know that, and you look like a porn star. So that got me thinking a lot too about the relationships and stuff that people think that they have this relatability to you, or that they have a relationship with you where they can send you this kind of emails. And I didn't appreciate it. I still don't appreciate it, but I didn't reply. And of course, I'm summing up the entire thing. I mean, I could read you out the emails if you really want to see it, because I was livid when I read that. And I had already created a new YouTube intro, because that one I created over a year ago before the channel even got started. But now I'm gonna hold off, because sometimes I can get a little bitter that I'm not even going to launch my new one yet, just because of that email. It was quite strange, but again, that got me thinking too about the relationships that you have with your audience. And I just found that email specifically very rude, out of pocket, and I'm still trying to figure out where they found the audacity to ever email me something like that. But anyway, that was my story. So I had a whirlwind of a day. So yesterday I woke up, I was actually feeling so good. I was like, Monday, let's get to it. Then I remembered, oh dang, it's a holiday. Oh, it's Family Day. Oh great, I'm alone again. Great, I just was ditched last night on a date. Oh, and I was alone on Valentine's. Oh, cool. Awesome. And then it kind of spiraled from there. And I was like, you know what I'm going to do today? Absolutely nothing. I'm going to get my shit together. I'm going to feel all my feels. And I'm going to binge watch The Real Housewives of Potomac, which is the only Housewives I watched. And I did catch up on this season. And I love that show. So that's what I did yesterday. I ate a ton of food. I snacked, and I just, oh my God, I did like a 2-hour meditation where I laid here, and that's where I started to think about like, okay, am I self-sabotaging? What is this? What do I want? Where am I going? What am I missing? I love myself, okay? And that should be enough. I think I have triumphed in places that have tried to destroy me. I have fought for my worth. I fought a company and I won. I've battled every day, and sometimes the battle is just sitting in this chair and hitting record, and like I win those fights most times, and then it's like yesterday I just couldn't win the battle. Do you know? The other thoughts came in, but it gave me a lot of time to be alone yesterday and intentionally go inside myself and figure out why I feel like I'm in lack, why I feel like there's no shine anymore? Why do I feel alone? Right? And I think that's where it that's where it goes, the deepness of it. So I don't know. That's just kind of what I'm going through. There's not really any inspirational story at the end of this or any like message, except sometimes you do just need to take a pause and figure it out and then just decide. Like, okay, this is how I feel today. These are my circumstances today, but tomorrow I'm going to show up. And tomorrow I'm going to turn this ship around. And so today is that day. So I'm going to talk more about my truth in my life and things that I'm going through a little bit more with you guys, so you guys can get to know me a bit more. And that's just kind of where I'm at. Not every time is not every day is like a big win of a day. But today I feel like I've already won. You know, I had a great business meeting. I did a workout. I did a meditation. I'm here. I'm going for dinner to celebrate the new year and shed this 2025. And yeah, and I submitted an audition. It's already edited and put through to my agency. So things are looking up from here, but sometimes I have to stop. There is a good saying, fake it till you make it, but sometimes I got to stop faking it and really just sit in it and be in it. And that's what I did. So there is no shame if you're there and you're feeling overstimulated or overwhelmed, or you don't really know where the next steps are, or you truly feel stuck. In those moments, the best thing to do, I feel like, is nothing and let it just come to you. And yeah, I'll let you know what things I'm going to do, but definitely cutting out social media scrolling throughout the day and at night, I think, is really going to rewire a few things, because I got a little addicted. I got a little addicted to the, that doesn't look good, but I got a little addicted to the doom scrolling. But anyway, let me know how you're feeling, if there's anything you want me to talk about or go through, or however. I just wanted to share that with you, that, yeah, I just wanted to share the entire thing with you, and now I'm a little bit embarrassed, but it is what it is. So anyway, have the best day. I hope you're doing well. Let me know what you think about all of these kind of things that are happening that the people are really calling out. I mean, these 3 individuals, but it seems like it is growing, and the marketing and the tactics that used to be used before are not passing anymore. And it's just an observation that I made. Anyway, I love you so much. I hope you're having the best day, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.